Today, performances by country music's Jon Randall, Noel Gallagher of Oasis, and legend John Hyatt. This is Breakfast with the Arts on A&E. Welcome back to Breakfast with the Arts. He's a contemporary country singer-songwriter who moved to Nashville as a teenager to pursue music. By age 20, he was working with Emmylou Harris's backing band. Now he's headlining with the best of them. Please welcome Grammy winner Jon Randall.
Jon, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here this morning.
Good to be here.
I understand that you really like sad songs. So why are you drawn to melancholy when it comes to writing songs?
I don't know. I grew up listening to a lot of bluegrass music and old folk music. My dad played guitar and my mom played dobro, and so I grew up listening to mountain music and bluegrass music, and as well as Merle Haggard and George Jones and Buck Owens and all those old songs. I was singing. There's a song called "Banks of the Ohio" that's about murdering your lover and throwing her in the. I don't know why you do that in bluegrass, but you murder your lover and you. Country, you just go get drunk.
Right.
You just get drunk, and that's the deal, and that's sad enough. But there's something about
it's got to be a criminal element,
and then you have to turn yourself in, which I've never been able to analyze that part of it either. But anyway, I just grew up on that stuff, and I think I'm drawn to it just because I just grew up listening to those kind of songs, and so and there's a part of it that's a little more, I hate to say it, but there's times certain sad songs are a little more realistic
Absolutely.
to me than the ones that are entirely too happy.
Gloss over things.
Yeah.
You don't get as much out of it.
Yeah,
definitely.
those songs to me are kind of like Prozac. They're not really happy.
Yeah. Well, do you almost need the melancholy to feel the happiness, in a sense?
I guess, I just think it's the great thing about country music and the roots of country music and country music songwriting for me is it's about real life. I mean, that's what the earliest forms of country music were, people writing about things that they were experiencing. And Merle Haggard's a great example of that. I mean, he just wrote about his life, prison and, growing up in labor camps and things like that. And so I think that tends to touch people a little more when it's a little more realistic. And I think people in normal everyday life can relate.
Well, you wrote and co-wrote a lot of the songs on this album, so it really is your expression. Tell us about the song Whiskey Lullaby.
Oh, wow. I wrote that song with a guy named Bill Anderson, who's a country music legend, been a Grand Ole Opry member for probably 30 years. He and one of the greatest country songwriters we've had. He's written many classic country songs. I was lucky enough to get together with him. He took some time to sit down and write a song with me, and I came in the door with this idea. I heard somebody say, we were just talking about getting really drunk, and this buddy of mine said, yeah, well, you put a bottle to your head and pulled the trigger. And I thought that was kind of cool, but then I figured out how really dark and dysfunctional that actually was. And so I had that idea, and Bill Anderson had this idea about, he came in the door with an idea called Midnight Cigarette. And that's where the first line came from. She put him out like the burning end of a midnight cigarette. Was kind of marrying those. Yeah, it's real country.
Very
real,
image.
Yeah. So we rolled it into this whole idea about Whiskey Lullaby, and it's been a neat ride to see the life of that song from the day we wrote it, and we demoed it, and then Brad Paisley and Alison Krauss recorded it, and then had a big hit on it, and it's been wild. And I put it on my record. Which was really cool because I got to do it with a string section. It was, since Brad and Allison had this huge hit on it, it gave me an opportunity, it was an excuse to do something different. So we went to Capitol Studios in Los Angeles and had David Campbell write a string arrangement, and we did it with a small string section, and it's cool, it's dramatic, sounds like a movie soundtrack or something. So it's been fun, that's been a neat song.
I want to talk about what it's like to be a newcomer to a band, which is what happened with Emmylou Harris's band, the Nash Ramblers. They were already established artists. What did it feel like to be in that environment when you didn't have the history that they had?
I was terrified. I was terrified for a couple of years, pretty much. She kind of threw me in. I mean, I love Emmy, and that's what's so great about her. She saw something in me that she believed in when I was really, really green. I was really young, and I really wasn't much of a guitar player at the time, and she said, I told her, I went over to her house and sat around playing music with her, and we were singing together, and I said, I really don't play much guitar, I don't play lead guitar, and her very words were, and I quote, well, you do now, start woodshedding. So I spent like the next month just killing myself trying to learn stuff. So I was terrified for at least the first tour. It was horrifying. But the great part of it was I was surrounded by all these fantastic musicians. And
what better way to learn?
And I learned so much stuff. I'm glad I look back now, and I was kind of proud of myself for taking constructive criticism, asking a lot of questions, and I learned a lot of things about music and about every aspect of it, traveling and the business part and music and playing, and so it was better than college,
Well, I like that you could remember verbatim what she said to you. Is there any other advice that the other artists that you've worked with has given you that's resonated? I mean, Lyle Lovett you've worked with, Linda Ronstadt, Patty Loveless, etc.
Right.
What stands out?
Well, most of all, and I think the constant thread between all of those artists is doing the music that you love. I mean, they never really compromised against the wishes of labels and different people in their lives, they never really compromised what they wanted to do musically. They never sold out their integrity, and so I try every day to remember that and maintain that with my own career.
Good words of advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Once again, Jon Randall.
I was laying in that hole, the mountain of trouble weighing on my soul. Well, they all stood around picking dirt on my grave. Well, it's a miracle I'm standing here today, walking among the living again, talking and breathing, giving up my sins. I find a new faith in the arms of old friends, and I'm walking among the living again. Well, now the morning sun is warmer on my skin, hearing nature's song, smelling flowers again. This world is so much brighter than I've ever known, and I swear I heard angels when I rolled away the stone. And I'm walking among the living again. I'm talking and breathing, giving up my sins. I'm finding a new faith in the arms of old friends, and I'm walking among the living again. I'm walking among the living again. I'm talking and breathing, forgiving of my sins. I'm finding new faith in the arms of old friends, and I'm walking among the living again. I'm living again. Living again.
Jon Randall's latest album, Walking Among the Living, is in stores now. We'll meet Noel Gallagher of Oasis when Breakfast with the Arts returns.